When you launch and you're developing a product and you're thinking about your launch, you need to be thinking about variation strategies. What are the keyword clues? What are people searching for? Where's the demand? How can I take advantage of it? How can I use variations to funnel a bunch of different traffic sources into my listing so that I can be a bestseller? Let's go ahead and look at a product and then just talk through how we would potentially launch it, the keywords and the root words, and how many units we would sell, how much money it would take. I think this is gonna be some fundamental stuff that we cover in a lot of other classes. But I think it's important to really set up the day tomorrow, which is where we're going to hit the go button. And then that's where we're going to turn on those campaigns. We're going to talk about the campaigns that are launched and really walk through relaunching and strategies in that sense. So let me get a category or a product that you guys want me to look at. So we are in descaling tablets. So our best seller, typically what we want to do is we want to get our best seller. So we've got this one selling 4,000 a month. It's not the most accurate measure, but it's more accurate than nothing. So we think that that's the best seller. So essential values, coffee cleaner, descaling tablets, 12 count, 4,000 bought. So the reason, typically when you use Data Dive, you want to do the #1 seller, and then you can hit niche dive. So I want to seed the niche using the best seller. And the reason I want to do that is because this one has the most data, the most keywords that they're supposedly bringing sales from. Now, if it was a major name brand, you know, like Mr. Coffee or whatever, I might not use them because a lot of those 4,000 sales might be coming from branded search. What I'm trying to do is have Data Dive go look at multiple keywords, multiple subcategories to find listings with similar attributes and pull the best-selling similar products or niche products for me to look at. Now, what we've done is we've written a fit score. So this is actually an algorithm to tell you how closely related Data Dive thinks these products are. Now, we can see how accurate it is, but what we need to do is kind of clean up this niche. So that's what we'll call it, clean up the niche and choose our competitors for the niche that we want to analyze. Now, what I'll do here is from the fit score, I'm gonna start by looking down fit score, and then I'm also gonna look down by sales because I wanna look at the fastest moving and make sure I didn't miss any. So what I'll do is I'll just go one by one, descaling tablets, coffee maker cleaner tablets. This one's a liquid, so I'm gonna remove it, right? It's a descaler, but I don't think it's a tablet. Descaler, this one's also a liquid. And then here, tablet. This is tablets. Okay, we're doing good. What a terrible listing, but it's still selling, right? Like, it goes to show you that something like this is still selling. Okay. All right, so all of these are good. And then what I'll do is I'm gonna sort by sales, and I wanna make sure that I didn't miss anything here. These are the liquids. If I see another tablet, these are solutions. What is this one? Descaling tablets. So this one's selling 3,000 a month, and it wasn't based on the fit score, didn't make the cut. It was close, but it didn't make the cut. So I'm going to go ahead and include it. This is bottle, solution. Okay. All right, so I'm pretty comfortable that I've got most of the best sellers here. Here's another one right here. I'll grab them. This is powder, and then that's espresso. Well, even though this is espresso, it's not for coffee machines. Well, I'm gonna include that one anyway. So this is descaler for here. I'm gonna actually change this keyword, I think. Maybe take out the Keurig. Just put that there. So I'm naming the niche because I want to be able to find it easily, and then I know exactly what it is. So this is what it's going to be called in Data Dive. And then I'm going to hit dive. Now, what this is going to do is go and find the all of the keywords that each of these competitors are individually ranked and indexed for.
Hey, if you're enjoying this content, you're going to love the masterclasses that we host on a regular basis. We've got over 1,000 members in our private community, and over 400 of them are already doing over $1 million. We regularly host masterclasses with hundreds of students, and you can find out more below. Join us.
Now, remember, very important, just because you're indexed for a keyword doesn't mean it's a relevant keyword. You could be on page 14, right? And if you're on page 14, it's not really, you're not getting sales from it. It's not necessarily relevant. And so what we need to do is, even though we get 20,000 keywords in total as your keyword cloud, we need to break that keyword cloud into 4 buckets. The first bucket is going to be the trash can. Those are going to be the keywords you don't even see, that we just kind of throw out for you, because those are keywords that no one's on the first few pages. So no one is making sales from them. It's just loosely related that you're indexed for. It's a waste of time. Then we're going to have the master keyword list. That master keyword list is going to be the most relevant keywords with at least 450 search volume that are at least 30% relevant. And so what that's telling me is that they're pretty relevant and that they're moving enough units or enough demand in those keywords for me to care about them, because I need to prioritize keywords that have search volume. And so that's the most important bucket. Then we're going to have the outliers bucket. The outlier bucket of keywords are going to be keywords that have a lower relevancy than 30. So most of the sellers are not on the first page for them, but over 2,000 search volume. So what that's telling me is that a few people are taking advantage of a very high search volume keyword. I need to look at it because it could be a relevant keyword for me to make sales on, but more than likely it's going to be branded search, a generic keyword, something I might not be able to take advantage of, but I need to know that because I need to paint the picture. I need to know, why is someone making more sales than somebody else? So I need to look at the whole keyword cloud of where those sales are coming from for each competitor. The third bucket is going to be the residue keyword, and that's going to be where everything else is. That's going to be all of the search volume under 450 and all of the relevancy under 30. And so we'll see how many more are there. So if we look at it, we've got all of our competitors across the top. It's currently sorted by sales per month. Now Jura is here, and it's the second most. And I guess it's an ugly listing. They're making a ton of sales. They're not really great, but my guess would be that maybe they have a name brand, right? I see a lot of name brands in here. I've got Brezza, I've got Breville, Bosch, Miele. So I've got a lot of name brands here that I've got to worry about because I can't necessarily make sales on those keywords. So this is a great listing to look at from a launch perspective, because I need to ask myself, which are the root words that I can really take advantage of during my launch? Am I going to target Baby Brezza and really make sales on that? Possibly with a product like this that's compatible with it, right? How good are the Baby Brezza branded specific descaling tablets, right? This is what I need to know. So a lot's going to go into analyzing this niche. And the first thing I'm going to do is walk you through what my process would be to curate this master keyword list for launch. Because at the end of the day, Data Dive is a collection and a cloud of all these keywords. But the goal is that you're going to curate your master keyword list for 3 reasons. The first is you're going to write your listing. You're going to make all the keywords you want on that master keyword list to write your listing. Then you're going to have that master keyword list to go and turn on a bunch of PPC campaigns. And you might dial it back, right? Because remember, we talked about being a little bit more selective on launch. And then you're going to use those keywords to go track your progress with Rank Radar. So you're going to track your daily organic ranks and your PPC performance on those keywords every single day. This is also where you can start to get your SQP data, your impression share data, and you can get all of that information in your Rank Radar. But everything stems from this master keyword list. And so we need to start by just making this list really, curated for what we want to do. Now, if we look here, we've got a story to tell. The story is that the number one seller is this guy, which is Active. And Active has total search volume is 442,417 keywords for the current master keyword list before we change anything. Active is on the majority of that, 96%. It's pretty impressive. They're on 95% of the keywords. They're on page 1, and I'm guessing maybe where they're missing is going to be, branded search or something like that. Now, Jura is number 2, but they're not on a lot of these keywords, and they're making a lot of sales. So we want to know, where are they making their sales? Well, what we're seeing is that there's an additional 5 keywords and 38,000 search volume on the outliers that we need to go check out. You know, and then these guys are very strong way down here, but they're only making 2,000 sales a month. So we need to understand that. Now, once we start to look at some of these brands, like Miel had a lot of branded search, Jura might have a lot. Let me search the cloud for Jura. And look at this. 14,000 searches a month from the master keyword list have Jura as a brand name in the actual keyword. That explains why, even though they're not good at Amazon, let's be clear, Jura is not good at SEO at Amazon, but they're still the second best selling tablets because of the brand name and the branded search. So this goes to tomorrow's lesson where we're going to talk about outside traffic. We're going to talk about having a real brand and understanding how to generate some of this, the branded demand through TikTok, through Google ads, through Facebook ads. Because when people see your ads or your stuff in TikTok's shop or on Facebook, they're going to go to Amazon and search for it a percentage of the time. And so you're going to start to get this. Now, how much are you going to get? Are you going to get 14,000? And then what's the outliers? You have 14,000 here. On the outliers, we have an additional 39,000 search volume. Look at this. Milk system cleaner, cleaning tablets. So Jura looks like it cleans like, yeah, this looks like it might clean for breast milk or for babies. Not necessarily for coffee makers. Oh, this is for all automatic coffee machines. Yeah, it looks like they have other uses though. Coffee and espresso clean. So it was interesting that it had a milk system cleaner too, which is, I don't know if that's the way it works, but there's an additional 39,000 search volume here in outliers with Jura. And for here, Residue, we have even more. We have another 10,000 searches. So 10,000 plus 39,000, that's 49,000 plus 14,000. We've got 53,000 or 63,000 search volume for Jura. That's a ton of monthly searches for this guy's brand name, which again, it explains. Let me clear. So if I search up here, it searches the whole cloud. I can see the whole cloud. But if I search here, it's just the master, it's just the list I'm on, the master keyword list, just for clarity on how that works. But that goes to show you why they're considered weak at Amazon, but they're still getting so many sales a month. I mean, not nearly as good at active, which is good at Amazon and has branded search. But you could see the big difference is that 7,000. Now, 21,000 sales versus 3,000 sales. Where are the additional 18,000 sales coming from? Well, we have 273,000 additional search volume across 20 keywords that active is working ranked well for. That's crazy. That's an insane amount. That would clearly explain to me why they have 7 times more sales than the second bestseller. So what are those additional keywords, right? So let's go take a look at it. And all I have to do is go over here and click on this and sort. And I've got descaler for Keurig. So active, even though it's branded active, has been able to rank for all of these other brand names. Now they've also got active as a brand name here, but Keurig, descaler, Keurig, ice maker, cleaner. So they've also got ice maker as a niche. So that's another example of a root word, right? That these other sellers are not taking advantage of. If I were to search for ice maker, look at this ice maker cleaner tablets. How many competitors here of these coffee maker tablets are taking advantage of that? None. Literally nobody except for the bestseller. So we want to know why they win at Amazon. It's because they're insanely good at SEO. They were able to do the keyword research and understand all these different use cases. They were able to build their listing properly to get the proper indexing with the back-end attributes, the front end, and then they were able to activate a launch, right? So all these other weak sellers, even if they might have brand names, they're not doing a good job with these other keywords. So you also have Baby Brezza, you have Nespresso, you have all these branded searches that this #1 seller is taking advantage of. And if I sort by search volume, you've got Keurig descaling solution is 79,000, but these are tablets, they're still number 8. So it's crazy to me that they were still able to rank for the solution, but then I click into their listing and I can see why. They have the solution as a variation on the parent listing. So they have both on the same listing. That's brilliant because there are 79,000 searches for this. Basically, what's happening is the variation that shows up for the solution is going to be the other one, not this one, but at a parent level, both are winning. Now, what ends up happening is your conversion rate's going to go up because people click, they think they want solution a percentage of the time. They click in and they're like, oh, there's tablets? I didn't even know there were tablets. Maybe I want tablets instead. But you're giving them a choice, and then the fact that you gave them a choice increases conversion rates. So that's another example about how when you launch and you're developing a product and you're thinking about your launch, you need to be thinking about variation strategies. What are the keyword clues? What are people searching for? Where's the demand? How can I take advantage of it? How can I use variations to funnel a bunch of different traffic sources into my listing so that I can be a bestseller? And Active has executed this on every level, it looks like.